Hello everyone, welcome back to the Sri Lanka Morning Show. My name is Sonali Rodrigo from Tomorrow Financial Solutions. Today I'm going to be talking to you guys about how to manage your debts and maximize cash flow during this COVID pandemic. Now, as we all know, we've all got mortgage loans, car loans, personal loans, credit cards, all sorts of debts that previously, while we had our jobs, secure jobs, while we had overtime and allowances being paid to us, we were able to manage fairly well and be on time and make the repayments and keep things ticking along fine. But with all of these issues that COVID has posed to us, where people have been stood down or working less hours, or have some of them have lost their jobs, things can get pretty stressed and you might be worried about how you're going to make your next repayment. So I want to talk to you guys about what are some of the things you could do to maximize your cash flow and manage your debt during this time. So first and foremost, always remember, most of the banks are offering repayment freezes at the moment. So if you are wanting to make use of it, please call the bank directly and make sure you speak to them and confirm with them that they are agreeing to offer you a repayment freeze, because you cannot put your head in the sand and forget about it or not want to deal with it, because that is going to have bad ramifications on your credit history moving forward if you don't get in touch with your lender. Now, another thing you can think about, if you have your job and it's fairly secure at the moment, you could think about consolidating all your debts into one. Now, what do I mean by this? Say you have a car loan, say you have a couple of credit cards, say you have a personal loan and your mortgage. You could think about putting all of those debts together. Now, as we all know, credit card debts have quite high interest rates, as well as personal loans. Car loans might have 7 to 8% rates, and your mortgage loans at the moment are at historical lows. So if you consolidate it into your mortgage, you can then save monthly cash flow by doing so, because you'll be paying a much lower interest rate, and you also get to extend the loan term, which means that your loan repayments would go down further. Now, this is not something that I would typically recommend as a financial planner, but in these times of dire need, sometimes people do need to have the comfort of bettering their cash flow over long-term benefits. So, but what I do advise people to do is, if you are consolidating debt, make sure you have two splits. So one for your home loan portion, which will tick along at the 30-year rate, and then one split for the consolidated debts. So you can clearly identify what debts have been consolidated, and when you're in a better financial footing, you can then concentrate on using all your extra money to pay off that split, so that then you don't drag it along for the 30 years. You just ask for the 30-year loan term to help you right now financially, but then when you are on a better financial footing, you start paying off and putting all your extra money into that portion, so you don't pay over the long term a lot more interest than what you would have. So that's something you can think about, consolidating all your debts into one home loan and with two splits, so that then you can possibly maximize your cash flow. So previously, if you had been paying $1,000 towards all your other debts, you might then now be paying $400 towards that portion of debt within your mortgage. So think about doing that if you really need to sort of save money and tighten up your belts during this time. Now, another thing people need to remember is, if you don't do this consolidation, or if you're unable to do it for various reasons, like your income has gone down and you don't have the borrowing capacity, again, like I said, make sure you speak to your lender. Don't just assume that they know that you're in financial stress. Don't assume that they won't put you to bad credit or have a negative impact on your credit file. Always get into a conversation with them before you stop paying your loans, because otherwise it can have serious ramifications for your future capacity to get more debt or refinance or things like that. So always remember to make sure that you speak to your lender and are in constant contact with them. Another thing to think about is, even if you don't have other loans such as car loans or credit cards or personal loans, if you want to get a lower rate, now is probably the best time to do that for your home loan. Now, there are still banks which offer cashback offers, which means that if you refinance to them, that they will give you cashback within about 30 to 60 days of your settlement happening. So that might be something to think about, where you could refinance to a lower interest rate and possibly save money on that front, plus also get some cash back into your bank account by refinancing. There are about 2 or 3 banks offering cashback rates at the moment. So ranging from $2,000 to up to about $3,000. So that's something to think about as well, where every dollar counts in this environment. So I hope I've given you some things to think about. Now, until next time, bye for now.